My cooking mentality is similar to that of a typical Asian mom. There are no measurements, no exact recipe, you just taste and adjust as you go. But unlike most moms, I also make a lot of mistakes. So here's my what I eat in a week, where I throw things together, hope for the best, and sometimes learn the hard way, so you don't have to. Oh, and did I mention that the key ingredient in any dish is love? Okay, I'm done with cheesy intros. Tonight I'm making chili con carne. I'm gonna start with frying my mincemeat, and in the meantime I'm gonna chop up all of the veggies. I usually use 2 to 3 carrots and celery stalks, as well as onions. What the f, man? There was this tiny spider on my ceiling for the past few days, and I always thought, I'll kill him next time. I'll just ignore him. I'll let him live. Until today, he appeared right here. Oh my god! My cameras can't quite capture him because he's quite small. Also, why do I keep on saying him? It, she, they, whatever. I hope it's not on me because I kind of pulled it towards me and I can't find it anywhere. I'm sorry, spider. I really hope you're not crawling on me right now. The most important thing when dealing with chilies? Gloves. I really don't like cooking with gloves, but hey, I don't want those chilies on my fingers. It doesn't matter how many times you wash your hands after dealing with chilies. They're still gonna be spicy. And you don't wanna touch your face or anything else for that matter. Because I did, and trust me, it was not good. I like it spicy, so we're adding fresh chilies and dry chilies. I have Scotch bonnet chilies as well. With chilies, I like to get rid of all the seeds and then cut them up in small pieces. Make sure to mix it well before adding next ingredients because you want every single ingredient to be properly incorporated. Add a small bottle of red wine, tomato paste, and canned tomatoes. Try to use real chicken stock because it's usually made of chicken bones and veggies and nothing else, unlike those stock pot gels and cubes which are full of salt and other stuff. But yes, it will be more expensive. Add lots of garlic. And when I say a lot, I mean so much that no one will want to kiss you for the next 24 hours. The reason why I like to add garlic at a later stage is so that it doesn't burn. These are all different chilies with different level of heat. How many of these are actually spicy? Not that many, just 2 actually. Chile de árbol, 8 out of 10. Chipotle, 7 out of 10. I don't recommend doing what I'm doing. Be a normal person and use a spoon. I'd say the only thing about using chili powders is that it does make chili con carne a little bit on the gritty side. It was very silly of me not to add salt as I was cooking. Not ideal, but I'm just gonna add quite a bit right now. Adding salt throughout cooking helps break down veggies, and salt has time to diffuse into the food, resulting in a more even and balanced flavor profile. Me, it's spicy. Woo! I'm also adding beans later on, and I'm gonna eat it with rice. I think it's manageable. Great, I burnt my tongue. This is why you really need to blow your food. Wow, that was so wrong. Blow on it. Okay. Cumin is one of the most underrated spices, and I definitely like to add a lot of it. Final step, add the beans. Unfortunately, I didn't have coriander with me that day, but it is definitely a must to finish off the dish. I like to add cheddar to my chili con carne as well. Probably a bit unconventional, but it's pretty good. I will give it to Brits. They know a thing or two about cheddar. Just in general, I think British cheeses are really good. Oh, I thought I saw a spider again. Hot! Now that I'm eating it with rice, it's not as spicy as before. I think I could make it even spicier, to be honest. I think I might add a bit more chili powder. I mean, just look at the color palette of this dish. Don't tell me that this doesn't make you drool. It's so hearty and spicy, and I think it's quite healthy too. You have lots of veggies, lots of protein, and fiber too. Everything you need to take good shit. I'm gonna make shrimp tempura and then also utilize shells and heads to make shrimp chowder. This is what my friend taught me. You put it on a flat surface and then you kind of break it until it becomes straight. And then I just do some small incisions on top and bottom. Oh, look at this. Ew. Trigger warning. Okay, how many shrimps do we have so far? 9. And we have many more to go through. These shrimps better be freaking worth it, man. I'm just imagining myself as a chiropractor trying to break the out of these shrimps. Yucks. Wait, what if it's not poop? Well, it's their digestive tract. So yeah, I think we can pretty much call it poop. Turn around, my little shrimp. Let me clean you up. Clean and straight. God, this took ages, but look at this. They look so nice. Okay. In a medium pan, heat up some neutral oil and add shrimp shells. I was inspired by Epicurious channel. The chef there, she used pestle and mortar to get the most out of the shrimps, and that's how you maximize flavor. I have a feeling that this is gonna take me a while. I gotta say, the smell is really strong. It's a very pleasant smell though. I think I spent 30 minutes grinding up these shrimps. I'm done. I'm gonna transfer it back to the pan, add a bit of water, and then try to blend it with my hand blender. It's definitely shrimp paste at this stage, but I just want it to be a little bit smoother. This is gonna be our chowder base. By the way, I don't have a specific recipe for chowder, so I'm just improvising. Add bacon or pancetta and fry. The base is ready. I'm gonna prep the veggies now. In my case, I used celery, carrots, and onions. Oh, this onion is old. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not a crybaby. I am, but I'm not crying. Mix veggies, then add a few shrimps and canned tomatoes. Add your shrimp base and then double cream. Make sure that your cream is not straight out of the fridge or it'll be too cold and it might not combine well with chowder. And of course, season with salt and pepper. Taste test. This is so shrimpy, oh my god. Wow, I think I really did extract everything I could from those shrimps. Salt level is actually pretty good already. This is pretty damn good. I wouldn't mind more tomato flavor. I'm gonna add a little bit more tomato paste. I'm gonna heat up my oil for tempura in the meantime. It's 2 a.m. right now, by the way, so I'm really out of it. A bit of corn as well. I burned my tongue. Here's my station. I got my prawns, I got my eggs, and I got my breadcrumbs. Coat shrimps in flour, then dip them in eggs, coat in breadcrumbs, and put in hot oil away from you. The oil temperature is also going to drop as soon as I put shrimps in, so I don't want to put too many at once. You can also coat shrimps twice to get an even thicker layer of batter. As soon as shrimps look golden brown, take them out, shake out excess oil, and let them cool down. Ooh. We definitely need mayo for this. It's 2:34 a.m. right now, and it's so fucking worth it. This would have tasted even better if I didn't burn my tongue. Crunchy on the outside, juicy on the inside. You don't need anything else. Worth it. Where's my phone? I don't know if you'll be able to tell from the video, but they're just so juicy on the inside. As you can tell, I was too hungry and distracted by my beautiful juicy fried shrimps and completely forgot to film more of shrimp chowder. But rest assured it was also good, just not as good as fried shrimps. Today I'm making bhat krapao. I love it because it's easy to make and yet it's super delicious. It's basically a rice dish with mincemeat and basil. It's better to use regular Italian basil rather than Thai basil. In Thailand, for bhat krapao, they use holy basil, and apparently holy basil is more similar to Italian basil in flavor rather than Thai basil. This dish is so salty and so unhealthy, but oh my god, it's really, really good. I'm gonna start off with frying my mincemeat, and while it's cooking, I'm gonna prep my garlic, onions, and chilies. You can use any type of mincemeat. This time, I'm using pork. This might be a lot of bird-eye chilies for 1 pack of mincemeat. It's fine. Add onions, chili, and garlic, and cook till the veggies get softer. I'm adding a lot of oyster sauce. It's one of the key ingredients here. Now dark soy sauce and fish sauce. This is really f***ing spicy. I always add way too much chili. I mean, I knew that a whole pack of bird-eye chilies would be too much, but I just didn't want to have the leftovers. It's spicy, but it's manageable. And also you eat it with rice, so it's gonna balance it out. And now the final ingredient, basil. You add it right in the end because it's gonna wilt really quickly. And now the final element, fried egg. And here it is, bhat krapao. Salty, sweet, spicy as hell, and totally addictive. It's giving super high cholesterol. Rice definitely helps with spice, but it's still really, really spicy. My next dish is lasagna. Lasagna is one of my favorite dishes ever. The first step is making ragu because it's gonna take some time to cook. I'm gonna start off with frying my mincemeat, and usually I like to use a combination of pork and beef. While my meats are frying, I'm also gonna prep the veggies. Lasagna is essentially an oven-baked version of bolognese. Fry your meats, prep your veggies, add them to meat, add tomato stuff, add stock, simmer for a few hours, yada yada. You guys know the drill. And obviously, I'm not going through a whole week without at least one dessert. So while ragu is cooking, let's make some special brownies. I'm kidding, I'm really not about that 420 life. I don't actually have a pan that's good size for brownies, so I got this little DIY thing going on here. I just covered the bake tray that I actually have with parchment paper, and then I created this border with tin foil. I'm gonna start off with melting butter and dark chocolate. In the recipe, it doesn't actually say the percentage of dark chocolate, so I'm gonna use a mixture of 54% and 70%. I like desserts that are not too sweet, and when it comes to chocolate desserts, I prefer them on the bittersweet side. Now I'm gonna mix together eggs, sugar, and vanilla extract. Look how much lighter in color this mixture is compared to the beginning. By incorporating a lot of air into this mixture, you make the top really crispy. This is actually really airy. Hopefully this is not gonna make my brownies too cakey. Yeah, about that light and airy texture, I might have gone a bit too far, and you'll see later why. So yeah, maybe don't listen to me. Anyways, now I'm gonna add my melted chocolate and butter and mix it. Add your dry ingredients and mix. The last stage, I'm gonna mix it until it's all just combined, and I'm gonna add chocolate chips as well. Yeah, it's fine. I don't wanna overmix this because again, we're trying to make fudgy brownies. We're not trying to make cakey brownies. In the oven at 175 for about 25 to 30 minutes. And now, back to lasagna. Bechamel sauce is one of the best things about lasagna. Usually I use butter and flour in same proportions. As for milk, I just add it until I get the right consistency. We're starting off with roux. Sorry. The most important thing when it comes to bechamel, do not add milk all at once. Add just a bit in the beginning and keep on whisking roux. Make sure to take milk out of the fridge so it's not too cold when you add it to roux. If you add all milk at once, you won't be able to properly incorporate it, and you'll end up with one big clump of roux in a milk puddle. So be patient, take your time adding milk, and once the sauce gets thinner, you can gradually increase the amount of milk you add. Add some Parmesan, black pepper, nutmeg, and salt. Now it's all just about taste. I taste and then I adjust according to my liking. I think this needs just a little bit more salt, and then we're there. Assembly time. I start off with a very thin layer of bechamel and then sheets of lasagna. I hope my lasagna is not going to taste like brownies because I'm using the same tray, and I'm also going to use the oven right after baking brownies in there. Let's call it a special lasagna. Lasagna with a hint of brownie. I smelled the tray, it should be fine. If there are any blanks, I cover them with a broken piece of lasagna sheet. I used to add too little ragu in the first layer, so nowadays I make sure to add enough right from the beginning. I like to keep on mixing my bechamel sauce from time to time because there's skin forming on top. Cover with lots of bechamel sauce and sprinkle some grated Parmesan. Usually I don't use grated cheeses because they always add starch to prevent clumping, but that was all I had back home. And now you will see how I completely messed up my lasagna because I forgot to add a pasta layer. I know. How could you possibly forget a whole layer of lasagna sheets? It's the name of the dish, for God's sake. Honestly guys, I don't know what to say. My brain was just not working that day. I just kept on going until all of a sudden I had this feeling that I'd forgotten something. Yep, and this is me poking through my lasagna, realizing what I'd just done. Oh, and on top of that, my tray was already overflowing, because yep, I am not good at measuring things when it comes to cooking. Well, what's done is done, and like with many things in life, I just kept going and hope for the best. Cover your lasagna with tin foil and bake in a preheated oven at 180 to 200 degrees for about 30 minutes. Once it's cooked, let it cool down for 10 to 15 minutes because it's going to be piping hot. I mean, at this point this is lasagna soup. Well, it's missing lasagna sheets and I can taste that. I know it doesn't look like it, but it was actually pretty decent. And later on when I put lasagna in the fridge, it held its shape way better, and so it wasn't so soupy anymore. And surprise, surprise, these brownies turned out bad. I could barely cut through them. I just got them out of the fridge, so that probably contributed to them being so hard, but still, they really weren't as fudgy as they should have been. Why the f is it so hard? It's like a f***ing stone. The crazy part is that I've made these brownies before, and my friend loved them, but sadly something went wrong this time, and I ended up with chocolate bricks. You know, I hoped the vanilla ice cream would salvage my brick brownies, but unfortunately it didn't. Those brownies were still as hard as a rock. I think what we can learn from my cooking is that I don't know how to measure ingredients, and I always add way too many chilies. Well, I guess that's what keeps things interesting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week.
Oh my god! It's so good!